Good morning, Vanessa. I just have to mark down who I did already. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Well then. Oh, good. All right, I'm going to get started here in just 1 second. Leave that up because I know it's downloaded. I'm creating all my ads and stuff too, getting it all done for the week. Maybe I'll get it done. And if I get Virgo, maybe get Leo done today, then we're in good shape. If not, we get Virgo and I come back tomorrow. Either way, we work it out. So, Virgo action steps for December. How can they show up in a space of gratitude? Something to show up, help them with their action steps, how to love, how to live, how to be grateful for even the small things. A man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. That's Mark Twain. That's a really good one. Take some time before bed to appreciate yourself for who you are. You are on a unique path and you are doing the work. And that matters. Because as long as you're doing the work, when you start showing up, that's when the universe knows that you're serious. Welcome, Apple user. If God be for me, welcome. And then I need, welcome, okay, and Kendrick, welcome. Can I have self-care? I made it up here on this bridge between starshine and clay, my one hand holding tight my other hand. Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed. Welcome, Malcolm and Gerg. Recall your nearest to-death experience. What a miracle that we may continue through these times. Oh, I set the deck down on the bottom facing up, which is very unusual. Heba, Mama, Sandra, and C Dizzle, welcome. But because I set the bottom up and this one aligns, it just makes sense that maybe I was supposed to read this one too. Welcome, Cornell and Mama D. So hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And that's Emily Dickinson. RM, Tori, and Frenchie, welcome. To feel disappointed is to have cared. Today, feel compassion for your tender heart and for the gifts of love it offers. When we show up every day, we forget that we had to care. All those disappointments, all those things that didn't always work out the greatest, it's because we actually cared. If we didn't care, it wouldn't hurt our feelings, right? O'Keefe, Andre, welcome. So, can I have a creativity oracle for my Virgos for the month of December? Something to help show up. Generosity. You can afford to be generous with the gift of your time and attention. I love that. Welcome, Andrew. And then angel number 36 might have a special meaning too. But I'm going to read this one because it doesn't always have to be money. And a lot of people seem to think when someone says be generous that money is what it's all about. And you don't have to have a lot of money to do good things. to be helpful to give. You can afford to be generous with the gift of your time and attention. Rosazzi, welcome. The generosity card is an indication that you will be the recipient of generosity from another person or an organization who supports creativity. It can also be a reminder to you to be generous to someone you know needs help. For some questions, the generosity card is a reminder not to be cheap. You would do well to avoid letting costs associated with the manifesting of your creative plan stop you from realizing it in the best possible way. Living within your means is very important. If you have the means, then do not let worry about budget become an obstacle. This card can also mean that you should share your resources with one or more people, or that someone will be generous to you. You may find that the act of being generous, added to the interactions you will experience with the beneficiaries of your generosity, will improve your own work significantly. If you have it, don't worry about it. Spend what you need to spend. Invest in yourself. Invest in others. Be generous, but don't worry so much that generosity has to be always funds. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, there's a million other ways you can be generous with people. So, Kathleen, Eves, Faith, and Kimberly, welcome. But it's just understanding, I want to read this one again because people just came in. A man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. Take some time before bed to appreciate yourself for who you are. You are on a unique path and you are doing the work. When you're showing up, even though those small generosities that they speak of that you may be receiving or you may be giving, those are things that you have to learn how to receive, right? Especially if you're someone who's always generous and gives. Learning how to receive that back is just as important. And a lot of people don't understand that if you're someone that doesn't usually receive often, learning how to do that is an actual obstacle, and it can be a huge blocker. So celebrating yourself and understanding that you've been doing the work and you're worthy is just as important as asking, right? So, Wardia, User, and John, welcome. And then the other one was to feel disappointed is to have cared. Today, feel compassion for your tender heart and for the gifts of love it offers. If you care, that's why you're showing up. That's why you're doing the work. All of that little bit of effort will be rewarded. It may not be always with generosity, someone giving you a gift. The gift could come from spirit, from your angels. It could come in the knowledge and the wisdom you've learned. When we recognize that the gifts aren't always about funds, sometimes it is about funds. Sometimes it's about learning to invest in yourself. But it's mostly learning that generosity comes in many different forms. And you could be the recipient of it, especially if you haven't been for a while. Or you could be the one who's being the giver. But either way, when you understand how to give, it also will teach you how to receive if you're learning how to give properly. Welcome, Timothy. That was really quick. The Great Severing. All right, I'll read it. It came out right away. Didn't even let me shuffle. So we're going to roll with it because that's very unusual. Where are you? Right at the end. There it is. Angel number 72 might have a special note because that took me a long time to find. This is a shadow card. One that may feel confrontational. Don't be afraid. It's here to bring to the surface anything that's standing in the way of letting love in. The warring planet of Mars is our constant reminder that it's important to soften, forgive, and to find our way back to love. There are many things in the human experience that make it difficult for our heart and soul to stay open to the never-ending source of love. We're all wounded, and our unconscious wounds inflict wounds on others. It can feel like a never-ending dance we can never escape. If we aren't careful, before long we'll see the world as a scary, dangerous place where fear and anxiety roam free. If this card surfaces, it could be for two reasons. Firstly, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions, situations, conflicts, wounds, and fears that are causing you pain and anxiety. And secondly, for you to find your way back to love. When we're hurt, it's normal to close off our heart to the world, to let the painful experience confirm the agony of separation in earthly life. Soften and find your way back to love anyway. When fear, anxiety, and paranoia paralyze you, it's normal to want to hide away from others in the world. Come out of your cave and soften your heart anyway. We're all innocent children, spinning our way around the world. Find a way to see the innocence in all people, especially yourself. Welcome, Mika. Milka? How are you cutting yourself off from love? How can you soften towards those who have hurt you? That's not our burden to carry. We forgive first for ourselves, but in turn, hi Josh, welcome. When we forgive first for ourselves, we understand where we've been and what we've been through and how we got there. It's a little easier to have more compassion for others, right? Maybe people didn't forgive you so easily. Maybe it was held over your head for so long that you weren't quite aware, and you're carrying all this stuff, other people's burdens and other people's projections that wasn't yours to carry. And that sways how you think, your judgment, your perspective, your perception of what's going on around, and of course your perception of yourself. So the idea is understanding that you're doing the work. Okay, you've been doing the work, you're showing up, okay, you're on a unique path, you are doing the work. So when you show up, understand that generosity comes in many, many different forms, and when we release that pain and we understand that that's not our burden to carry, it's hard to do, and it's yucky, and there's probably going to be tears, and there's probably going to be a lot of uncomfortable feeling. But if you can sit with that, understand it for a moment, and just release that, the way you will catapult forward in life, how you will show up for yourself in so much more compassion, with gratitude. Because yeah, it might have felt gross for that moment, but what it truly does is teaches you who you are, like to your soul, who you are, what your ethics are, where your morals are, all the things you believe, what your true north is, right? You don't need laws. You don't need any of those things, because you hold yourself accountable first. And you're not going to go break a law because that's not in your moral code. And when we break ourselves down and get past all the layers and understand that these are filters, projections, things that people have put on us, we learn how to peel it back and be like, but what do I think? What do I believe? Now that I've gotten rid of this, now that I understand that that was a filter from pain, that was not me looking truly from what I feel from my heart, right? And it takes a moment, and sometimes it can be gross, but you're already doing the work. So you need to celebrate yourself a little bit. You need to understand what it is to release, and each step along the way, take those moments and celebrate yourself, because that work is hard, and it takes a very brave person to do it. Not many do. A lot more are, though, and that's pretty exciting. But just understanding that it's about getting curious. When you get curious and you learn how to love yourself and show up for yourself, that's when the work starts paying off. And you lead by example, which is just amazing all on its own. Welcome, Bonnie, Brian, Michelle, and Priscilla. All right, so we got protection, call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval. That means don't let all of these broken parts, they always say these fractures and fragments of all the times, all the lives, all the pain, all the that piece of you that's been sprawled out all over the world, you know, from this time, this memory that was a broken memory. You're calling that all back. That's mine. And when you call back your power like that, you've been doing it. It says you're already doing it. So you've been doing it, and that's good. But as you call back your power, when you process those memories, you're releasing the negative and you're taking the positive. So all that power where you feel drained, and you don't know what to do with it, when you call back those fragments, you learn how to put yourself back together. But this time when you're piecing yourself back together, it's not your fault what happened, Most times it's childhood trauma, it's programming, it's all kinds of things that cause it. But when you understand that it's your job to heal it, and you take those moments and you call back your power, and you sit with those moments that really, really hurt you, and you get through it, which it says you're already doing it, so that's fantastic, right? Then you can just dive in. You can take the leap. You understand that where you go, no matter where you go, no matter where you end up, you can do it fearlessly, because you know that you have the power that you would have never had before, but you called it back. And you sat with all those emotions so you could understand all of the things that are happening, and you take that leap, but you take it in faith. There's no fear, because you know that no matter what happens, your intention, your true north, is what really matters. And at the end of the day, that's how you're going to win, right? Because you're going to be protected the whole way. Because everything you do, there's never an intention to hurt somebody. And if something goes wrong or doesn't work out completely right, you know you're going to learn the lesson, you're going to be accountable, and you're going to do the best that you can to make it right, do better, whatever it is that you can do, and the universe will make sure that you understand how to do that. But it says you're already doing that. So when you learn to call that power back, and you learn to understand what each of those fragments are teaching you from all of those spaces in time, you come together a whole different mosaic art piece, but you created it. And there's no cracks anymore. There's no instabilities, right? You have this solid foundation. So no matter where you leap, you're stepping forward with integrity, with honor, with love, with compassion, first for yourself, and then for others just by default, right? You're learning how to fill your own cup. You're not going out in resentment. You're not doing things from lack. You understand that you're already taken care of because you're showing up for yourself. Welcome, Karma Cat and Muslim. Welcome. Can I have a moon oracle? Just one for my Virgos for the month of December. Something to help focus this energy. They seem to be pulling it all back, calling it back, and sorting through it. And that power is strength. And that's pretty exciting, actually. Confidence is your key to success. Full moon, new moon in Leo. And I'm a Leo, so you know I love that. I'm here for it. Page 50. So angel number 50, which transformation is just strength, transformation, all of those really good things come with the Leo moon. All right. Confidence is your key to success. This card heralds the start of a new cycle for you. When you're going to look and feel more gorgeous, more in the spotlight, more like you have something worth showing off. If you want someone's attention, this card says it's coming. However, this may not happen all by itself. You have to be willing to do your bit. That means being proud of who you are and what you have to offer. Think of yourself as the king or queen of the jungle and carry yourself accordingly. This card is also a great omen if you're asking about a creative project you're working on. Alternatively, it can herald good news or a new start for your children. Welcome, Batty. Make time to have fun. It's time for you to show the world what you've got. Shine your light. Have some pride. Spoil yourself. You've earned it. You've turned someone's head. The Leo is the sign of the big and brave-hearted lion, of pride and showmanship and flirting. The energy around the new moon in Leo, and therefore around this card, whenever you pick it, is hot and generous. The energy loves itself, and so should you. If you've been too much of a wallflower, this new moon card and the Leo new moon comes as a reminder that you need to be proud of who you are. You've been doing the work. Don't be ashamed of that. The amount of people that actually sit and do the work, yes, it's gaining. It's literally exponentially growing, which is amazing. It's phenomenal. But understanding that none of this happens unless we sit with ourselves. So when you do it, you lead by example. Someone else sees you and they get curious, and it's unintentional. You don't have to, but they see your confidence. They see how you feel. They see how you show up for yourself. They see, they're emotionally intelligent. They're calm. They're unshakable. They always find a way forward no matter what happens. And that comes with a lot of work, hard soul work. But doing it when you break it down into bite-sized small pieces, like what you've been doing, these small fragments, one at a time, pulling them back, calling them back, understanding them, keeping the good, releasing the bad, that's all that extra energy you have. And that's going to power you through like you can't even begin to imagine. Hi, Lori. Welcome. Upper class. Welcome. Okay, so this is one of my favorite ones. There's always a good message. This is Beyond Lemuria. Let me please have just one for my Virgos for the month of December. Something to help them. All right, there. So, yeah. You've been doing the work. You have been doing the work. Understand and trust. Get your confidence. You've been putting in the work. Don't be ashamed of that. Stand tall. Stand proud. Show out and show up and show out. Period. Welcome, doctor. All right, so radiant illumination. Look at that. You've been doing the work. Be damn proud of yourself. The solar plexus chakra is the radiant center of our being. It holds the vibrant spark that brings our passions to life. Enter this space to step away from playing small, unworthiness, the idea that you are taking up space, and insecurity-based competitiveness. Allow yourself to be attuned to the abundant life force that resides within this center and be energized, motivated, fueled with inspiration, enthused, and clear-minded so you can bring forth more of yourself and what you wish to birth in the world. As you discover a deep and real sense of self-empowerment, you can more confidently lift others in celebration, harmonizing differences and shifting hierarchical paradigms into collective co-creation. Welcome, Gendex. Remember that you are a powerful being who can connect with the potent life force energy as and when you need it. Be aware of what fuels your fire and consider circumstances where you had your power away. Imagine all the fragments of your energy that you have given away at some point and bring them all back to the center of your being. I was literally just talking about that. Isn't that wild? If that isn't confirmation, I don't know what is. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Do I want to do the angel number? Let's do these ones first. Welcome, Aza. Let me have a couple. That was quick. Freedom through faith. I calm my thoughts and rise above fear. I free myself of all doubt by entrusting my doubts to God. I have faith in God's perfect timing and placement. I trust His will and find freedom. If even a little bit of it sticks, when that negativity, when that fear, when that worry, when all of those things you've been fighting with, working through, sitting with, the work you've been doing, when that starts to come up, these are the affirmations that you need. These are the ones that you're going to stand tall and you're going to say, I'm showing up, I'm here, and I deserve this. I deserve that generosity. I deserve to be generous with myself. I deserve to receive it from others around me. It doesn't always have to be money, right? It's about understanding that you've been doing the work, becoming confident and understanding that your solar plexus is the only thing that you need to work on right now. You need to understand you've been doing the work, you've been pulling it back, you've been calling back your power from all these negative things. Now use December. Focus on that confidence. And you know the best way to do that? I've put that with the wrong deck. You know the best way to do that is I am affirmations. And I'm going to tell you, they saved my life. There was many times in my life where I had to get used to saying them. But I need you to understand that there were times where I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I didn't think I was going to make it. I can't tell you the depths of hell I've been through. And I'm not about to, because I'm not here to traumatize you. What I'm here to make you understand is even when you don't feel it, even when you're unsure, even when you're scared, you stare at yourself in that mirror. And I don't care if it feels uncomfortable, and I don't care if it feels like a lie. I don't care if you feel stupid. You speak it into existence. I am amazing. I am proud. I am doing the work. I am worthy. I am loved. I am here to be loved. I deserve to be loved. I am love. I am independent. I am learning. Speak it. Pick 5. If you can only do 5, pick 5. Then each day add another one. and stare every single time. Every time you go to the bathroom. Every time you walk by a mirror. If you have to whisper them because you're embarrassed at first, fine. But start speaking it, because when your soul hears your own voice speaking your greatness, not only does the universe automatically respond because you're saying it, even if you're not ready to believe it yet, you're speaking it. And you know what? Your soul hears your voice speaking your greatness to the universe. And you know what else happens? You become more accountable. You have no choice because you've spoke it into existence and you're looking at yourself doing it. Now you're being more accountable because you heard it. So today I'm going to be that much more great. Today I'm going to show that I am worthy. I'm going to prove to myself I'm worthy. You're doing it. You've been doing the work. Speak it into existence. Look yourself in the eyes and speak it. Tell the universe. That's how this confidence, this solar plexus chakra, that's how this comes about. You deserve it. You've been putting in this work. Show up and show out for you first. Let your soul, let everything around you hear your greatness. Let your soul believe it so you believe it. And I promise you, these affirmations will save your life if you are doing the work and you're showing up and you're trying every day. You don't have to be perfect, but if you show up that much more and you say, I am amazing, I am worthy, you know what your mind and your actions automatically say? What can I do today to be just a little bit more worthy? Can I be a little more kind? Can I give a compliment to some stranger? Can I hold a door for somebody? You're going to automatically want to do those things because you believe you're worthy. And when someone holds a door for you, you're not going to be weird. You're going to say thank you. Because you're going to understand that it's just kindness because you're worthy and you deserve it. You automatically, inherently deserve it. And I need you to convince yourself. Speak it. Welcome, Frank and Mr. X. And then Shining Light. My desire to improve myself transforms fear into strength. I raise my thoughts above doubt and find faith in the goodness of the universe. I love and accept myself as a soul, and I discover the light that dwells in me. If you have to go back, you can always go back and watch the live on my YouTube at Creativity Guides Me. Also on my website, I have these up there monthly, so the newest ones will just cycle every month. But you can always pause it when you go watch the replay. Write these down. I'm telling you, if you can learn to speak them out like that, speak it out. Look at yourself doing it. Hear yourself doing it. That confidence, it's right there under the surface. But nobody's going to believe it until you believe it. And you've been doing the work. I can see you've been doing the work. So now I need you to speak yourself into greatness. I need you to hear yourself say that. Because when you do that, nobody's going to stop you. And when you make those steps, you're stepping in confidence because you already know your integrity. You already know you've done the work. You already know what your soul believes. You're pointing your true north. You need to be confident about it. Because if you're not, somebody can say, oh, that's not right. Why are you doing that? And make you question yourself. We're always learning, and there's always going to be different ways and new ways. But your core is going to know, no, this is the right way. I've been doing the work, and this is what works. But when you believe that, and you believe in yourself and your confidence, nobody can shake you. And that's what you're working on this month. And I'm here for it. That's like one of the greatest things. When somebody does all that work, and it's hard because you had to sit with that, and you had to sort through it and sift through it. And you had to understand how you feel and what you believe. And then you're being connected with the universe. You're being connected with your angels. You're being connected with God. And you know how? Because you're checking in with yourself. Where is God? He's in our temple, right? That's your highest, best self. That's you. You're made in the likeness of God. Why? If you can't treat yourself like you would honor God, how could you show God? If God is out here, why would you mistreat in here? God's here. This is where He is. Show up, show out for you. That pride, that solar plexus is going to be so strong. When you step out, you're going to feel like you have an army behind you. I promise you. All right. And then we have being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with power of love and truth. When you're speaking your truth, doesn't matter who likes it or doesn't like it, and it's not your business. You're speaking your truth, and when you speak your truth, you can stand tall in it because it's 1,000% your truth. When I tell you my beliefs, and I come on here and I talk about my beliefs, am I 1,000% right? No. Am I right for me? Yes. Am I going to be able to give you things that can maybe help you? If it doesn't help you, then that's up to you, right? What's going to work or not. But at the end of the day, I'm confident because I know what has worked for me. And that's how you learn. These little things that I give, these little suggestions, these little helpful goals and steps are just starting points. Something that to jump off to, something to give you the idea that you don't need to spend $1,000 to get curious. You just ask the questions and learn yourself. You can do it with no help. Okay, little instances here, little questions here, little moments to yourself, little bits of showing up. I am affirmations in the mirror, and then from there, you've built that confidence. You've understood yourself. You've peeled back those layers, which you've been doing, and then you're building the confidence. You're there. You're there. We're always healing, so there's always going to be more lessons, but you know how to get back to them. You know how to do the work. You know how to sit with it and understand it. You have been doing the work. I need you to get proud, and I need you to be, that Leo pride that everyone talks about. It's such an important thing, okay? It's not about being prideful so we don't listen, but it's about understanding, man, I deserve to be celebrated. I deserve to celebrate myself. I showed up and I did this thing that 90% of the universe doesn't do. And I did it for myself first, and in turn, all the people around me are understanding. That pride, you deserve to have some. Not be prideful, but be proud of yourself 1,000%. And then positive action. I focus on the beauty in me and I find silence. I live and honor the present by doing what I can do now. What I cannot change, I let go of and entrust to God. What's not in your control should be out of your heart and out of your mind. You worry about yourself, holding yourself accountable, sorting through the stuff you have to sort through. It's not your parents, it's not your brothers, it's not your sisters, it's not your neighbors, none of them, it's not their responsibility. So you've been showing up, you've been doing the work. You don't have to be accountable to anybody but you. And that's why these affirmations, you've been doing the work. That's why you need to start you're being accountable to you, you're doing the work. Now you need to start being proud of it. And you need to see yourself being proud of it. And then we have, I got a few of them because the universe is saying, and it's all talking about this solar plexus. I pointed to my heart, but it's the solar plexus. When you get to that point and you do it, if you can't step out with that pride, you're going to fall back and you're going to self-sabotage and you're going to allow people to change your mind on the things that you already know about yourself. 11:33 on the clock. The reason I'm so adamant about this is because you know how easy it is to fall backwards when the people that you love and that you care about aren't understanding it. It's not for them to understand. It's for you to understand. Because how your connection with God, with Source, with the universe, whatever it is that you want to talk, the thing that is that keeps everything going, whether we're here or not, okay? Whatever that may be, whatever you decide to call it, okay? Your connection with that is going to be different than mine, than the neighbors, than your mom's, than your dad's, okay? So understanding what works for you, your connection, and trusting that. That's the only way you're going to get this. Don't let somebody sway you, and continue what you're doing because you're doing amazing. Focus on building this. Speak life into yourself every single day. Welcome, Candy Girl. I refine my character and overcome difficulties by remaining positive. I calm my heart and illuminate my intellect to transform shadow into light, which is a transmutation, by the way, alchemy. I consciously manifest goodness in and around me. I improve my qualities for the benefit of all. You're not trying to fit in somebody's box anymore. That's happened, and it didn't work out that great, right? That's how you ended up in all these struggles to begin with. Because you were too afraid to be yourself. You were too busy trying to take on all these projections that everyone decided what you should be. Now you've peeled back the layers. You've been doing the work. You understand who you are. Now you need to convince your soul that you believe it. And you need to step out in that confidence. December is going to be a big month for you, because once you can get this boosted up and you go out, your life is beginning and you're going to step forward boldly, fearless. You're there. It's coming. And I'm super proud of you. Terry Bick, welcome. Freedom. I realize my wounds create doubt, resentment, and guilt. So I work to free myself of darkness. I cast off negative thoughts, find peace in my heart, and discover the being of light within me. You've already been doing the work. You see what that says? Freedom. You're already there. You're already doing the work. Now you just need the confidence to step out boldly. Here and now. The future does not exist, and the past is gone. I focus on the present moment. Here and now. Right here. That's it. I have the confidence in my life because here, now, there is no danger. You are safe and you are loved and you are worthy of love. Everything happens when my soul is ready. I had to read all of them because it was really important, and every single one aligns with this message. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen in the future. You don't have to worry about what happened in the past because you've sat with it, you've processed it, you understood it. And now you have to understand that what I've learned about myself, what I've learned through this process, what I understood about my traumas, my triggers, the projections, all of those things, what I understood, I don't want to do that again. And I don't know all of the answers, but I do know that because I sorted through all that stuff, my next steps, they're going to be confident. And I know that I'm going to make a different decision than I did the last time. And even if it's not the perfect decision, it's going to be better. And if there's going to be a lesson along the way, which there will be because there's many, I'm confident that I know how to do the work to understand the process so that no matter what happens, I can sit in accountability, do my stuff, and step forward boldly, understanding that that step every single time is intentionally my true north. And that's a really big deal. When you get to that space, man, you're winning. You've mastered your own self, your own emotional awareness, your perceptual awareness. You've mastered all of these things, and the ability to process, transmute, and step forward in what you believe, and in kindness and in compassion, because not everybody has to agree with you. It doesn't matter. You don't even have to like everything somebody else does. That doesn't mean you mistreat them. You wouldn't want to be mistreated because someone didn't like you, right? You're going to step forward knowing that I'm stepping forward in love and compassion because first I give it to myself. You already know that. That's where the confidence comes from. You've been doing all the work. Now you just need to understand this is all you need to work on this month. And it's all going to be these I am affirmations. There's another one. I'm going to pull a couple too right at the end. Those I am affirmations, speak them. Look yourself in the face when you say them. Speak it loud, speak it proud. If you don't have a mirror, just say it. I am strong. I am worthy. I am actively changing. I am abundant. I am grateful. Never stop. Say it any moment. What's it going to hurt? It can't do anything but bring greatness. It can't do anything but speak life into this world. There's so much negativity going on. Even if you speak it and someone around you laughs, who gives a crap? They're laughing because somebody else had the confidence. They're like, man, I wish I could say that. Guess what? You can. 1331. I love this number. Good fortune. It's coming, man. It's coming. Guidance, clarity, major change, self-reliance, individuality, comfort, and prosperity. Trust in your skills and talents. They are the keys to a bright future. A piece of valuable advice, a moment of clarity, or a comforting message is headed your way. Everything is aligning in your favor, and success is within reach. You're already there. You just got to get those steps. But you got to step out confidently. You need to tell that universe, I'm ready for what you're sending my way. I'm here. I've been doing the work. I've been doing all the work. I called my pieces back. I'm celebrating myself. I'm understanding all of this greatness that I have, that I've been doing the work for. I'm grateful for the lessons, even when they didn't feel the greatest. I'm grateful. And I'm going to step out confidently, and I'm going to trust that the universe has my back, because when I'm doing what's most important, good for me, in turn, I'm teaching other people how to do the same just by default. And I'm sharing that same kindness, compassion, confidence, understanding to everybody around me. That's the greatest gift of love, the greatest generosity you can ever give. But first, you got to give it to yourself. And you've been doing that. You have been doing it. You've been doing that work. Now you need to show up boldly in that confidence. And don't do it even if even if you're shaking, even if you're scared. Understand that that same feeling, that scared, that anxiety, it's just excitement. So if you can flip that switch to, oh my God, I'm scared, I'm terrified, to, oh my God, I'm so excited. It's literally your body doesn't understand the difference. You have to just flip the switch. You have to perceive it differently. And part of that confidence is what you've been doing. You've been sorting through it. You don't see everything through the same mask anymore. You're not afraid to pull down that mask. And even if you are a little bit, that's where you're building this confidence. So when you step out boldly. Those I am affirmations will save your life when it comes to this. I am excited, not I am scared. We don't do I am scared. I am excited because no matter what happens, I'm going to win. I can expand time when I'm inspired. Simple affirmation. Do what you need to do and understand that no matter what happens, you're going to boldly do it and you're going to step out confidently. Give me just one more. I honor my self-worth by asking for what I want. When you ask in confidence and then you let it go and you give it to the universe, because it's not in your control. The only thing you can do is do the steps, which you've been doing. You have been putting in the work. So you can say, okay, this is my desires. This is what I want. This is what I want to do. This is all of the things that I want. Okay, and I'm taking the action steps to get there. Now, I'm just waiting for you to send it in to me. And I know that while it's coming, while you're working on it, while the universe is weaving its amazing web, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do what it takes, and I'm just going to be happy because I already know it's coming. Because as long as I'm continuing to do the work, show up, I can trust, I can step out in confidence, know that every step I take is just another step closer to all that I desire. That's where you're at. You've been doing the work. Celebrate yourself. You've been cutting off all of those things. Okay, you've been cutting off all the negative thoughts, all of the things that you don't need, that have been hindering you. We've been getting rid of them. It's time to speak that confidence into yourself. Focus on this month, gratitude for yourself first, and then everything else around you. Start small. I'm still breathing. Every day is a new chance. You're building that. I am worthy. I am loved. I honor my self-worth. I ask for what I want. Okay? I stay in the here and now. I don't worry about the past. I don't focus on the future. I worry about the here and now, because here and now I am safe. Here and now I deserve every single thing. I am always worthy. I am inherently worthy. And I am building my solar plexus. I am building that confidence in all of the things I have been learning. That's what you're going to speak out every single day as much as you can. You didn't do all that work to hide away. You did all that work to show the world what an amazing human being you are. All of the great things can still come from mistakes. Amazingness doesn't come from not doing anything. It comes from putting in the work. Even if people don't understand what all that work is, I promise you the right ones will. Welcome, Zuri and KJ. So that's what I have for my Virgos, but damn, you guys got some good things coming. It's going to be a really good December. Even when things feel like a struggle, just understand that no matter what happens, peel it back, sort through it, understand what you need to hold on to in any lesson and what you need to let go of. Okay, and you always keep the good. We don't hold on to the bad. We understand that. Doesn't mean you forget. Doesn't mean you hold on to things that people have done to you so you can see that in everything you do. No. You're going to say, okay, be aware. Obviously, I'm not going to go leave my car door open if my car's been broken into twice. right? I'm going to lock my car. So you're going to take what you learn and you're going to use that to your advantage to better yourself, right? Welcome, David. So, and then 1331. When you start seeing this number all over the place, that's your angels saying, I got you. I'm here. This message was definitely for you. And it's also saying, what are you thinking of? Get present. Understand. What were you thinking? What was going on? What songs were playing? What was happening outside your window? What was going on in this moment when you seen this number? Not only is your angel saying we're here for you, we love you, they're saying you're on your way to your good fortune. You're doing all the things. Step boldly and understand. Trust in your confidence that you've been doing the work. So all of the things that you want are going to come your way. Look for that number. I'm telling you, when you start seeing it everywhere, you're going to be like, what the hell? Hi, David. Welcome. How are you? So that's what I have. I'm going to try, what time we got here? 11:46. I'm going to try and come on maybe in another 10 minutes and get Leo done. I'm trying to do 2 a day so we don't get too far into December. And then Friday I have my the Grace and the Grind. We're talking about stepping intentionally, which is also aligned with this, right? Talking about stepping out, making our steps intentional. So, appliance, welcome. And is that a duck? Welcome. If you get a chance, go check out my website, www.creativelyguided.ca. That's where also I post these monthly action steps, so you can always go through every month as soon as they're done. Usually by the end of the day, they go up, the links to the new one, or you can just follow me on YouTube at Creativity Guides Me. Either way, every month we have all 12 signs we go through. I'm just setting up my website this week. Well, my website's up, but I'm setting up the section where if you want personal guided steps, okay, if you want something specific focused to just you as a human being, your energy, what you can do to step forward, how you can show up better, you can book those appointments on my website too. Lots more good things coming, all kinds of greatness. Been working my butt off, and lots of great things coming. So, and Virgo, it seems you've been doing the same thing. Now you just got to be confident about it. Not prideful, but full of pride for yourself. There's a little difference, and when you can discern the difference, that's when your true blessings starts coming through much quicker. And it also helps you manifest because you know exactly what it is you want, and we don't focus on what we don't want anymore, right? Okay, I love you guys. I'll be back in about maybe 10 minutes. Give me about 10 minutes, and I'll be back for the Leo reading. I love you guys. I hope this helped. Have a good day.